Hey guys, I'm here. It's Gina K. Give me 1 second because I am going solo tonight. Tom is not here and I'm working all the controls over there. So give me 1 second and fill me in on all your weather reports and what's going on in your neck of the woods. I am so excited to be here tonight. I can't even begin to tell you. Tonight, we're going to have some fun with the Snowflake edger die. So I hope you guys can see me okay. Do I look okay? I don't even know if I look okay. And I hope you can hear me okay. You know, Tom usually does all of the things and makes all of the magic come to life. And I feel like things are maybe a little darker than they should be. I don't know. But I'm going to hope for the best. I can see that there's comments coming in and I can't even really monitor those very well. So I wanted to tell you what was going on in our neck of the woods. So I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and one of our staff members came down with COVID-19. And that was quite a scary thing for us, but she's doing really well. And what we had to do, she worked upstairs in the area where our customer service people work. So we had to send our customer service people home to quarantine for 14 days. But the good thing is that they could still do emails and things from home. So, no problem. We made that work. Well, last week, one of our shipping department staff members contracted COVID-19. And that changes things a little bit for us because all of the people downstairs, our shipping department, our pickers, our packers, our wholesale, all of that has to shut down for 14 days. Now, it's not really going to shut down. Tom and I will still be working and picking and packing orders. And we do have our 2 customer service girls coming back because they have completed their quarantine, but it's definitely going to slow things down a lot. So I just wanted to fill you in. If you've tried to call us, the phones have just rung. There's a message on there. It's because those girls were home. So we were only operating customer service by email. And this week, shipping is going to slow down quite a bit until December 4th. And that is why I hate to say this, but we are canceling our Black Friday sale. We were going to do a Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale, but there's just no way that Tom and I and our 2 customer service girls would be able to handle that kind of volume. We already experienced that once during the shutdown back in March, and we can't do it again. So we're going to hold off on any sale until that week of December 4th when everybody comes back healthy and ready to go. Most of everybody being home is just precautionary, but you know what? People are more important than things. So we have to make sure that everybody stays healthy through Thanksgiving so that they can all be here for Christmas. So that being said, I kind of got onto the topic in my head of control. Are any of you guys control freaks? Because I am a certified control freak, and I really felt this week like I was just losing control and balls were dropping here and there and, that kind of thing. So I've been thinking a lot about it, and I've been working on that about myself. And I realized that you really only have control over 2 things. You can control the things that you let inside your mind, the images that you create inside your mind, and you can control your personal actions. You can't control the actions of anybody else. You can't control what people think, what they say. You only really can control yourself. And we don't work on those 2 things so that we can control our thoughts. We practice those things so our thoughts don't control us. And that's what I'm working on this week, and I hope you guys are too. And I do have a final quote coming up, but I'm going to go flip the switch to the overhead because tonight we're going to be playing with the Snowflake edger die, and I'm really excited about this one. We did the elegant edger before, and I thought it would be fun to use this one in a more rustic style card. So let me flip the switch here, make sure I'm on the right screen. There we go. Ta-da! And hopefully you guys can see this nice and bright. Now, I can't control scrolling through the comments because that's way over there. So I'm not really going to be able to do a whole lot of responding to what you're saying. So hopefully tonight will just be more of a relaxing and watching kind of thing. Oh, and one more thing. I did want to say that Ginger Swearingen, if you are out there, and I don't know if I said your name right, Ginger S., if you are out there, your friend Linda James told me that your husband Sandy has COVID. And I just wanted to say that I'm praying for you and for Sandy for a quick recovery and that everything goes really well. And all of you out there, anybody that is struggling with COVID or a loved one with COVID, you guys are in my prayers and in my thoughts. And we're just going to keep a big prayer chain going. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, Ginger. And I am hoping everything turns out just fine. Okay, back to the overhead. Now, what I thought I would do tonight for fun is, instead of doing an elegant card, I've been doing a lot of embossing cards and a lot of just very elegant style cards. I thought I would do something that was much more rustic. So I'm going to just cut this piece of cardstock in half. This is just a half sheet of cardstock. Oh, I talked for like a full 6 minutes there. Sorry about that. I'm a little wordy tonight. See, that's my control. I have to get everything out there so that you all know where everything stands. And I think Tom, even though he's got another commitment tonight and on Wednesday night, he is going, where he is at work, he's going to be jumping in on the comments. So hopefully he is seeing what's going on and he can respond and say hello to everyone. And there we go. Hopefully. Okay. So I am going to start by doing a little bit of wood graining. I thought this card would be really pretty if it was done in a two-tone wood grain kind of look. So I'm going to try one in craft, and then I'm going to do one in gray if we have time. So I'm going to start, I have this piece of cardstock here. I'm going to cut it down to 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Okay. And then, oh, I see somebody saying hi to Tom. That must mean he jumped into the comments. So, hi, honey. Hope it's going well over there. You like me wordy, Joanne? Oh, thank you. Oh, Tom, you're awesome. Are you sharing comments? That is so awesome. Okay. So, let's see here. Or did I do that? I don't know if I did that. If you did that, Tom, if you could take that off, just so I know that I didn't hit the wrong button, that would be great. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with this piece of cardstock that's 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then I am going to score this at 1/4 inch lines. Let me see, maybe I did that. I think I might have done that. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can fix that. You know what the biggest problem for me is? Wow, that would be really bad if this is stuck on. I think I was trying to see the new comments. And okay, so here's my problem. This is a Mac, and I do not know how to right click on a Mac. And so I don't know how to scroll back on the comments here. So maybe Tom can text me and tell me what to do. How do I get rid of this comment? Oh boy. I guess Tom didn't put it there. Yeah, and it's going to be stuck there all night if I can't figure out how to scroll back on the comments. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. All right. Hang in there with me. Hang in there with me. Tom, are you there? Let me text him and see. How do I get rid of a comment? This would be ridiculous if I can't get rid of this comment. Maybe I can put a banner up? No, that wouldn't work. Okay, guys, I am so unbelievably sorry about this. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Got it. Woo. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to score on the 1/4 inch lines, and I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to work from right to left rather than trying to start over here because it's uncomfortable for me. So I'm going to score on every 1/4 inch mark. There we go. Oh, Tom's telling me now how to get rid of the comments, but I did get rid of it. Thank you, Tom. Okay. So once I get to the 1 inch mark, it becomes really tight in here for me to score. So I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to pick it up at the 3 inch mark because that would be the next 1/4 inch. Now, when you cut your cardstock, you definitely want to cut it to 3 3/4 inches by 5. Don't do like 3 and I don't know, like 3 1/8 or anything like that. You want it to be even 1/4 inches. So you could go like 4 by 5 1/4. Just make sure it's on the 1/4 inch. Okay. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some warm cocoa ink. Well, it should be all fixed now. I don't know if anybody here is making comments, but I'm going to drag my ink pad down and create a little bit of a wood-grained look. And those score lines give me those plank lines. And I could do this with, you know, a white cardstock. And just see what I did there? I tilted the ink pad in just a little bit. And that gives me a little bit of stuff that looks more like wood. You actually see like the lines in the wood, like the cracked bark. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So that's where I'm going to start. And then I am going to get a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to do some very soft gray. So I'm going to use a little bit of soft stone and I'm going to work the soft stone down this piece of white cardstock. And you can see that is very soft. It doesn't have any lines or anything in it, and like any score lines. And then I'm just going to take the edge of this ink pad and I'm going to darken up a little bit of it to make a few lines like that. So it looks a little more like boards. Now that is not necessary, but it will add just a little bit something because I'm actually going to cut this piece of cardstock using the Snowflake die. Okay, so now I'm going to get my die cutting machine. My goodness, I feel like I'm flirting with my husband when I say, hey, hon, text me. Let me know how it's going out there. Hopefully everybody can see okay. All right. So I am going to get my Spellbinders plates here. Now for this, I am not so worried about it being absolutely perfect and to the edge because I'm going to cut a lot of this off anyway. So I'm just going to cut it out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it being close to the edge or lined up or anything. I'm just going to cut it somewhere. And with these more intricate style dies, I actually like to line it up where I want it. Let me get some purple tape. Okay, so I'm using this purple tape here. My cardstock is a little wet from that inking, so I don't know how well this is going to hold, but it's not holding very well. All right, let's try something else. I will use a little bit of washi, and I'm just going to put it here on this part because I'm not going to be worried about using this part too much. And I'll just hold it in place because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my plate down and I'm going to flip it upside down. Having the blades face up and either putting them on one side of the machine or the other side of the machine, you're going to get better cutting on a more intricate die than if you have it face down right in the center of the machine. I don't know why that is. It always works better for me though. So that's a little trick. And hopefully, yes, look at that beautiful cut. Can you see how nicely that cut? Okay, so I'm going to take this out, put that aside, and then I'm going to pull off this washi. There's a chance this might, well, it's not so bad. It didn't tear the paper. Not that I need that paper. I really like these edger dies. They are so fun. I mean, you can use them for your envelopes. Isn't that pretty? So those snowflakes have that little bit of a wood grain to them. And that just gives them a little more of a rustic look. I really like that. Okay, so now I have to get my craft pick. And of course, my favorite craft pick in the world is the Tim Holtz craft pick. And I'm going to use that to just get rid of all these little pieces in here. So I'll be making a mess here. Yeah, so things are going okay otherwise. Rena added a few more highlights in my hair and then did my roots. And I told her, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I told her that next time I get my highlights done, I want to go blonde. Like, I don't know if I'll be actually blonde, but I'm really craving lighter hair. I've always had such dark hair. My natural color is so dark, and I've always colored my hair to match what my natural color was. It was almost black. It's not black because it's like blackish brown. It's definitely a brown, but really dark. And I just decided that I want to, before I die, I want to be a blonde. I want to try it. So you guys are going to have to go through that with me. And if I don't like it, you're going to have to go through that with me too. But I think it's always easier to just go darker after you've been blonde if you're not happy with it. So I'm going to do it. All right. So let me get my, oh, this is kind of like that little thing I was telling you guys about. When we went to that fancy restaurant, they do all the crumbs. They get all the crumbs off the table. Oh, I love that. We only did that once. And I told you before, we normally eat where you stay with your crumbs. But that was a pretty cool experience. Okay, so before I die cut anything else, I need to do a little more wood graining because we're going to cut out a single snowflake for this mix. And basically what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try, isn't that pretty? It's just so bright and vibrant up against that wood grain. Oh, I love that. So I'm going to try to maybe have one more snowflake in here. I'm going to see if I need it. I feel like I need it, like one more, maybe one or two more. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this snowflake edger die was designed to coordinate with the single snowflake dies that we have in our kit, in our collection. And these are going to be available soon by themselves, very soon, in fact. Okay, but we need to make the match. So we're going to take some white cardstock here. And again, we're going to use the soft stone. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a little wood graining on this. And then, you know, add those lines in there. And I know they're not straight, but that really doesn't matter. It looks more rustic. I love that look. Looks like a whitewash look. All right. So here are the snowflakes that are in the kit. And I think I'm going to cut the ones that coordinate because in here we've got two. We've got this one and this one, which coordinate with this jumbo one and this one. And this one's a little bit different. This one's really pretty too. It's a little bit more simple, doesn't have as many openings. So I like that one as well, but I'm going to go with the coordination thing. So let me get my Spellbinders machine again, and we're going to cut out two snowflakes. And for this is easy. This one, I just have to lay those snowflakes on their back, blade side up, and lay the cardstock down on top and run it through. All right. So hopefully they cut out okay because I did put them in the center. They did. These dies are just so awesome. Look at how that cut out. Can you see all the spots in there? They cut so beautifully. So once again, let's get this out of here. So that one, the top little hole, will get it out so that it starts to push the snowflake out of the die. Let's see if we can just go with that and pull it out. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Love it. So pretty. And I'm going to clean that out later, which means I'm going to be mad at myself because I'll be on a live and realize I didn't clean it out. And that's exactly what that means. And I noticed, I don't know if you guys follow Simon Hurley and Rena Kay, but they both posted videos today on YouTube. Apparently, they FaceTimed each other and did a video while they were crafting together, and both of their videos are up. I didn't get a chance to watch it because it came across my notifications right before I went live. So those will be fun videos to watch. I will be watching those in bed tonight for sure. Okay, so now we've got some excess little snowflakes here that we might want to place gingerly on the card. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it makes sense to do it. But I'm going to attach these two panels together. So I'm going to figure out where I want my snowflakes. And I'm going to use one of the score lines to make sure that I keep the border kind of straight. So I want to, overlap that little loop on the same score line. And then I'm going to look at it from the back. That'll be good. Okay. So I'm going to use tape for this. Now you can use Connect glue if you want. You could kind of put these on any way that you want, but I'm using the tape. When I get the tape through there, it just doesn't stick in the holes, right? So let's figure out where we want this. This could go very close to the edge if we want to do that. Looks pretty good. Try to make it even. Let's see because I can put another snowflake. I could even cut the snowflake off a little bit from that one side, or even just put it off, put it off on the side and have it extend. I might do that. Okay, so we'll get these all laid down. And then I'm going to use my paper cutter to trim the excess off the back. So I'm going to start with the part of the card that I know is straight, okay? And that's the bottom. So I'm going to line that up to the blade and then cut. Now I know the top is straight, so I'm going to line that up against the blade and cut. And then I know this is straight, so I could cut. There we go. And so now I've got my snowflakes on the edge of my card. All right. I just smushed my snowflake. Now, if you really want your snowflakes to be more stiff and less, how these are kind of, I cut them on the 80-pound cardstock, so they're kind of thin. You can always layer a couple of them together to give them a little bit more stiffness. And so I might do that since I had one sitting there. I might do that just to make it a little more stiff, and it'll pop off the cardstock a little bit more. Now I'm going to put a piece of black onyx cardstock behind this panel. So I'm just checking in to see. I can't see the comments and I'm scared to death to touch them. So I'm hoping you guys are all doing okay. So this could be cut out with the Master Layouts 1 die set if you want, but you can also just cut it freestyle with your paper cutter. So I'm going to cut this at 4 7/8. I'm sorry, 3 7/8. Let's make sure we get that right. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. Alrighty. And then we will layer that together. I could put a greeting down here too if I wanted to use all the snowflakes, right? I could do something like that and just do a simple greeting. But I think I want to do something in a circle. So again, you know me, I pretty much wing it most nights. I mean, unless something's very complex, like a box that I have to make sure that I understand the measurements, I kind of like to wing it because it's more fun. Okay. So we'll get this on here. And then I don't know about you, but I am feeling craft cardstock for this card. Don't you think that would just be cute and warm? Just a nice warm look. Or would you like to see white? Let me pull out craft and white. I actually have a tent fold one here. So here's the craft. And let's look at the white together and see what we like. Do I not have a white card base? Really? Here's one. Okay, we'll go side view on this one. So which do you like better? Do you think the white pops more? I kind of do. I was all set to love the craft, but now I love the white. I think I'm going with the white. I can't see your comments, so I'm hoping there's at least one person out there that said, oh yeah, do the white. You're my person tonight. Okay. So here we go. We'll get that on there. And now I'm wondering maybe if I should have done the craft because I want this snowflake to hang off the edge and you might not see that as much. I think it's okay. So I'm going to overlap that a little bit. We could even pop it up if we wanted to cut some very thin strips of foam tape. Or we could have cut it out with foam tape on the back, but we'll just add that there, or maybe the smaller one. See, you guys are in this process with me. Okay, let's add those, and then we're going to make it a snowflake frenzy. Then we're going to do a tiny little greeting here. So I wonder if that could go over. Let's do that. Let's do a little circle greeting. I think the circle with the roundness of the snowflakes is really nice together. So I don't know if I have another piece cut out, but I believe I do not. So I'm going to have to cut these out. Now, these are from the Master Layouts 3 dies. So I put mine on these tiny magnets. And what I'm going to use is this bigger one. And then I'm going to use the bigger circle that coordinates with it. And I'm going to stamp my image first, my greeting. This way I can line it up a little bit better. I just have some tester pieces. And this is a really good thing for you guys to do. Take all of your shape dies and cut out little, tester pieces so that before you make the commitment, you could just hold it up and go, oh, is that going to look nice? Oh, no, that's too big. Maybe this one. No, I think I'll go with a circle. You see what I mean? It's nice to have them. They're almost like swatches that you can use over and over again to check your project. Okay, so let's pick a greeting. I think I want to do something from Holiday Tapestry. I can't wait until this set is available for you guys to just get because I know so many of you want it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. How about if I use that one? Let's do that. So you guys know I store all of my stamps in our storage pockets. They have been out of stock at our manufacturer forever, but we should be getting a notification very soon that it will be back in stock. So I can't wait for that as well because I have lots of new stamp sets that are sitting around pocketless. They need to be organized. Okay, so I'm finding a small piece of layering weight cardstock in my stash. And let me put my misty corner away. So if you don't have a misty, of course, you can just stamp this with your block. I'm going to stamp it more in the middle. Just want to make sure that, yep, plenty of room for the die to be cut out. I'm going to cut this one, stamp this one rather in black onyx ink. And let me make sure that that is up in that area, up in that corner tight in case I have to stamp it a second time. Okay. Where's my Chucky tool? Here it is. I cleaned my stamp room. I don't know if you guys ever go on like a cleaning binge. Sometimes I think I enjoy cleaning my stamp room more than I enjoy stamping. I mean, I just really love to look at all the things. And it really jumpstarts my inspiration too. When I see a stamp set that I haven't seen in a while and it was on the bottom of the pile, I go, oh, I really want to stamp with that. That looks fun. So I really do enjoy organizing, but without our stamp pockets, I have piles of stamps just laying around. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And now I am going to cut this out with that circle die. Don't you just love simple cards that don't require I mean, I love to color. Don't get me wrong. I love to color, but I also love these cards where you can just sit and die cut a million pieces while you're watching TV. Kind of mindless work. And then just assemble the cards in kind of an assembly line. I enjoy that a lot, especially for the holidays where I don't have to think too much. Okay. I also realized that I like to make a lot of different cards for the holidays. I used to pick a design and mass produce it, but I find that every time I sit down, I want to do something a little different. And that's fun. So maybe make one or two and then move on to something different, even if it's the same layout, but with a different color scheme. It's just fun to change it up and it keeps it interesting. Okay, so there is my greeting right there. And now I'm going to cut out a black one. Find a little piece of black cardstock here. I know I can get two out of here. I'm going to cut another one because I'm going to see what this design looks like in gray instead of the craft. I think we need to try one in gray. All right, so there's that piece. I'm going to cut out one more real quick down here at the bottom, just so that I have it done. All righty. So I talked to Rena today and I said, hey, do you want to come over and help me with my live tonight? And she told me that she hadn't been to bed yet, that she had been up all night editing 2 videos. And I said, well, you need to go to sleep and I will talk to you later. But I know her videos are always so much fun and so funny. So I can't wait to watch the one that she just posted. And then I think later in the week, possibly over the holiday weekend, we might be able to post her other one. Okay, so let's adhere these 2 panels together. And that's going to be ready for my card. Yeah, I kind of like that. I just like a nice big chunky circle there. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and put this one right on to the card. And the way I'm putting the tape on, I'm trying to kind of pull straight out so I don't break the legs of the snowflakes. Snowflake legs are a big controversy in the crafting world. I've discussed this before. Apparently snowflakes only have 6 legs, and most of us design them with 8 legs. So we have anatomically incorrect snowflakes. I don't know. I never really thought about it, but now it's really bothering me. Okay, so I'm going to pop that down there. And then I think we need to add a little bling, because a little bling up against the rusticness of this, I think, is going to be what it needs. So I'm trying to decide, do I want this snowflake here? Do I want to move it down? I don't know if I can move it down. Ooh, I can. See, it's Gina K Designs tape, which I know has been out for a while too. ThermoWeb makes all my sticky products, and I know they're waiting to get more of what they need to produce my tape. So I'm going to just help that along a little bit. I'm going to just lift the leg, put a little tape on there, and then push it down. Snowflake legs. Can't believe they're a controversy. Okay, so I'll put a few foam squares on the back. And I realized I just placed an order for black foam squares. I am out of black foam squares in my craft room, which I didn't even know. That's the problem. If you don't organize your stuff once in a while, kind of go and look and see what you have, take inventory, you don't even know what you're missing. And then you go to look for it. Now all my adhesives are back together in one spot. I'm very happy with that little bit of time that I took. Okay. And we'll get this right on here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's a fun card. All right, so we'll add a few little sequins I think we'll do disco ball. Why not? Let's just go all out here up against that craftiness. And I have my Connect glue. So we'll find a few spots to put some glue. I think I'm going to do one down here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do one in the center of this too. There we go. I could do them in the centers of all of them. That'd be pretty. A little extra blingy. Why not? Up against the rusticness. That I went a little crazy. Okay. So I'm going to use, everybody always asks later in the comments and I don't see it right away. This is the Marvy Jewel Picker. This is the little tool that I use to pick up my sequins. I really like this one. There are other brands that work really nicely too, but kind of like this one. Works really well. Oh yeah. I like filling up the little center there. Move it up. Okay. There we go. If you put the glue down first, it seems to like set for a second and it makes the sequin release a little bit easier off of your tool. I used to glue and then drop the sequin and then glue and then drop the sequin. And I found that having that Connect glue just set a little first really makes a difference. There we go. Okay. So that little bit of bling, I like that. That's pretty. Okay, so let's try one more. I think we have time, even if we go over a few minutes. That's okay. So we'll grab some white cardstock here and we'll quickly do our gray wood graining. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so I can get both the edger out and the snowflake. Now that I know what I'm doing, let me flip this over to the messy side. And again, I'm going to use that same soft stone. And you guys can tell me which color combination you like better. If you like the gray wood grained on the background versus the craft. Okay. So I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm going to get a piece of this cardstock. Now, this is our soft stone cardstock, and I'm going to cut this down to the 3 3/4 inch mark by 5. Something really striking about gray against white. So I think this is going to be pretty. And then I know that this paper like disappears into it because this is soft stone too. So bear with me. Let's make our score lines real quick. I'm going to use the Score Buddy again, and I'm going to whip through. It's always funny, like the first card takes forever, and then once you know what you're doing, you can whip through the card really quickly. Maybe that's why a lot of people like to mass produce, because you know you take so much time figuring out the design, and then once you figure it out, it's kind of fun to just not have to think and just be crafty. And I do like doing that sometimes, but I also like to mix it up. All right. So now we're going to wood grain using some Stormy Sky. And I label all my ink pads here on the side. I need to trim that down a little bit though. I just bought an inexpensive label maker, and I have labeled my entire life since I bought that thing. I label all my stamp pockets. I label my stencil pockets. I have labeled every canister in my pantry. I really like it. I like having it. It's a great tool. So if you're thinking of what you want from Santa in your stocking, a label maker is always fun. Okay. And they're so much better than they used to be. Now you can change the size of the font and make it teeny tiny like that. Okay. So now I've got that nice, ooh, that's like a really nice man suit kind of color. I like that. And we have the white. So let's cut this out now. Cut it out using I know I didn't end up layering those snowflakes together because I really wanted to get another card in a different color scheme. So where incarnation? See, I'm going to be mad at myself because I didn't do that. I knew that would happen. All right, so I'm just going to flip that over. Do I have enough room for this snowflake? I didn't even think of that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got room. Okay. Let me quickly do this work that I should have done before. Luckily, this one just has a lot of big chunky pieces, and that's the one I chose to use. It fit better, so we're going to use it again. Snowflake dies are great because you can use them all winter long. You can add a snowflake and a snowman to a birthday card. All kinds of ways to use snow stuff in the winter. Doesn't have to be holiday oriented. All right. And then remind me to tell you about something really fun that I have going on. Let's see here. How can I do this without ruining it? Maybe I won't worry about ruining it. Maybe I will just be brave. Maybe I'll try cutting it this way and just let's see how good the die cuts. That's nervous. That makes me nervous. They are good dies though. They do cut well. Okay, so where's my other plate? Do you ever do that and the other plate's underneath and you have to reshift everything? Okay, here we go. I'm going in. Ugh, that's a lot of die stuff going on. Did it work? Oh yeah, it worked. Here we go. Just a couple little pieces to pop out here. And that's just because I didn't cut it on its back that they didn't fall right out, but they punch right out. So that's all that matters. Looking good. You gotta see it where it's not on over white. Okay, I'll get that later. Like she said before, we all fell for that. All right. Here we go. So I am actually excited to pack some of your orders. I always like to do that and put my little heart name on your invoice. I'm slow though because sometimes I look at like what you buy and I'm like, oh my gosh, these colors are so cute together. Ooh, I know exactly what she's gonna make. I get a little goofy. Okay, and again, we get the little shrapnel out of the way. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna do this again. Oh, look how nice that looks up against the gray. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let's do it. And then I'll add a little bit this way. And add that onto the edge. There we go. I like this layout. It is a fun, easy layout, and the Snowflake edger die makes it so easy. And it just adds that little zing on the side. Okay, so again, when we cut this out, we're starting on this edge because we know that that's straight. And we're going to cut that end off. And then we're going to, oh no, what happened? I think I need more tape. I actually think this is kind of wet still. I feel it wet. And if that ever happens to you, just take your heat tool and set it. Just dry it, because that's no fun. That is a little too forgiving. Where you can just take it right off. Okay, there we go. Okay, that should do it. Try that again. Wish me luck. My paper cutter is sticky too. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. And then, looking good, down the side. Well, the good news is that it's always more fun when stuff goes wrong, right? On the lives, it's always a little bit more funny. So let's just go for funny. Here's a bigger piece. I'm going to cut this. There is sticky stuff on that's what's grabbing all the paper. Okay, so we're going to cut this one down to 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/8. If you have the Master Layout 1 die set, you can cut your scored one and this one using that. Ooh, that's pretty dark. I like it. I like it. We could use craft cardstock to offset it, the way we used black on the craft one, but let's just go for this and see what happens. Okay, that looks good. And then we need a white card base, which I have another ready to go in my little stash of card bases. There we go. All right, we'll put that on. So what do you guys think? Do you like the gray more, or do you like... The gray is almost like, it's not quite as rustic. It's almost a little bit, I don't know, masculine in some ways and more striking. Kind of like it. All right, and we'll add this snowflake up in here, and then we need to cut another greeting. So let's use this Merry Christmas greeting this time. We'll use this one since we used the other one last time. We'll cut this out. Yeah, the first card, 40 minutes. The second card, 6. That's the way it goes. All right, and we'll grab another little piece of white cardstock here, and this will just be a big Merry Christmas. Okay. This one definitely is going to need some bling too. This one I feel like it wants bling. Okay. I love this stamp right here, this Merry Christmas stamp. I love that. Very sleek looking Merry Christmas. Okay. Now, we're going to cut this out with the same circle die. And we already did the black one ahead of time. Little preparation there. So one last time for the Spellbinders machine. I don't know that we need the black piece, but, I want to have a little consistency going between these two cards. And we'll cut that out. This card feels less rustic and more kind of graphic and sleek, even though it's got that wood grain. Ooh, did I cut it crooked? I did not. Yay. Okay. So now quick assembly, and we'll add some bling. Let's get the card down here so you all can see it and straighten my little panel there. I love having the shadow layer. Even if it doesn't pop out against the dark, I just still think it finishes it off. And you'll be able to see these a lot better when I add them over in the Facebook group. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group, it's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. It is a really fun group over there on Facebook. Lots of wonderful, wonderful members that are so supportive of everybody's work from beginner to professional. We have everybody over there, and it's a super fun group. I love it. So I could be a little bit more up and down with this one. Maybe I'll do that. And let me tape down these extra legs. Okay, the rest of them are pretty good. And we'll pop this one up. I don't know which one I like better, but I did not think I would like this one as much as I do. I'm really feeling this one. I hope you guys are too. It's kind of striking. And just all that texture from doing the wood graining on those pieces first, it just makes it a little more interesting. So like I said, if you join our Facebook group, I will be posting pictures of these over there, and you'll be able to see them a lot better than you can in the live. I always think it's a little harder to see. Just live stream is just not as good as a nice crisp picture. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like it. Okay, and a little bit of glue and some more sequins. You know what I think though? I feel like for this card, silver sequins would be more striking. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, put one there. I'll kind of use that same pattern that I was using before. Maybe not quite as much glue. The Connect glue goes on clear, but goes on white, but it dries clear. So you don't have to worry if, it's oozing through your sequin or, it gets around the outside of your embellishment. Once it dries, it pretty much disappears and you don't see it anymore. One here, and one down here. So definitely the silver this time. Okay. That's not silver. Where are my silver sequins? Huh. Thought I had them out. Let me see. Let me grab them out of my sequin jar thing here that I have. I tried to organize and now they're just not right out on my desk. And I don't see them. And I want silver. You know how like you just get set on something in your mind and it has to be what you want it to be. So let me see. Where are my silver sequins? Oh, here they are. All right. So I'll just put some of them here. Okay. My glue's drying. So I'll get one in there. One in there. One in there. Move that one. Get it centered. This card feels like a cocktail lounge in a casino. Not that I've ever been in a cocktail lounge in a casino. Oh, yes, I have. Tom and I played at a couple of casinos in our music days. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the deal. Isn't that fun? Oh, which one do you like better? I can't even see your comments, but I'm still going to ask. So there is the one with the stormy sky, and here's the one with the craft. I've got glue. I've got sticky stuff on here, so my card is getting stuck, but let's see if I can just turn this paper a bit. There we go. There are the finished cards. Okay, so now let me go over to the lever and make sure I have all my levers right. There we go. That should be the front. Hopefully you can see me. Yes, you can. All right, so I have to tell you real quickly, and I'm sorry if I look a little dark tonight. I feel like I do. I will fix that for Wednesday. So I wanted to tell you about something really exciting that's happening over on Instagram. And I can't change where it's happening because I didn't set it up, but I was asked to participate, and I'm so honored to do it. I know a lot of you know of the company Dear Lizzie. Elizabeth Karchner is the owner of Dear Lizzie. She's a wonderful designer, and she has a wonderful family, several children. Well, unfortunately, her husband passed away unexpectedly, and it's really tragic for her and her family, especially going into the holiday season. She's got young children. She's a young, talented paper crafter that we all love in the industry. Well, so some of the designers in the industry put together an Instagram auction, and lots of us are auctioning off things that we've either handmade or things, products that you might like. So I wanted to tell you about my 2 auctions. My first auction, I had 1 Sparkle and Shine kit, 1, and brand new, never used. So I'm auctioning off that Sparkle and Shine kit along with lots of the projects that I've made using the kit in my lives. So there's at least 6 different projects that you're going to get that were handmade by me. And I'm also giving away with that kit a one-on-one Zoom kind of FaceTime stamp and chat, just you and me. And that is up for auction on that page. The other auction that I have over there is a stamp and chat one-on-one session for you and 3 of your friends with me and my friend Jennifer McGuire. So JMac and GK together on Stamp and Chat private Zoom. We'll have a nice hour to get to know each other better, and we'll just stamp. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We just want to get to know you, and we thought it would be a really fun thing to auction off. So both of those auctions are on Instagram. Now, the Instagram account is called Christmas for the Karchners. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link that underneath the description here on YouTube, and also I'll put it in, well, it's already in our Facebook group, so you'll be able to find it over there. I'll bump it up so you guys can see it again. So if you're thinking that sounds fun and it's something that you'd like to do, go bid on the auction, and all the auction money is going to the Karchners, so that Elizabeth and her family can not only have a nice Thanksgiving and a nice Christmas, but they've got a little bit of money to get them through all of the expenses that they just weren't expecting to have. So we're really honored to do it. So I just wanted to let you know that. Now, today, I can't control how bright I am. I can't control the faders or anything like that, but I can control myself. So that was the theme tonight. My final quote for the night is, "What consumes your mind controls your life. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny." Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you all so very much. I'll be back on Wednesday night. Hope I'm a little brighter, a little clearer, and a little bit more in control. But control doesn't exist, right? A little bit more in control. Okay, you guys. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you all. Mwah. And I'll see you again real soon. Okay, bye.